Good evening to everyone out there. Welcome to the Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament. We are in the second round of the first group stage. I guess is that what you call it. This is the loser's bracket of Group AD. Game 1 between thisisnotyoho and Swerb. My name is NY Rambler, and joining me is nobody. I'm all by myself today. Usually there's others here, but hey, I'm going to make do with what we got. We're going to be covering what we're going to be doing by myself. I'm going to rely on you guys, the Twitch chat, to help me get through this a little bit. But, I mean, my name's Rambler for a reason. I'm going to be talking a lot as it goes on. But yeah, these two runners are in the losers bracket of Group AD, which is the All Dungeons group, so this is going to be an All Dungeons seed, obviously. Yeah, thisisnotyoho lost 2-0 to The Lane, who is the defending silver medalist of this tournament, and Swerb lost 2-1 to someone 325. And we are underway. Swerb starting in a sink and immediately gets Moon Pearl. Yoho gets a sword from the Link's house. So right away, two very important items to start. And Swerb gets a map check, and it looked like I saw blue pendant and red pendant at Hera and at Eastern Desert. I missed out on, I think it was a crystal, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure when thisisnotyoho checks their map, we will get a better look at it this map. And right away, we see a slight route divergence. Swerb is going to go check the tree pulls, check the bush crab, and maybe check if Lumberjack has anything. Yoho goes and gets a piece of heart from Uncle, and it's going to head over to the chest at the Uncle area and sees the cane of Burna. And we see, oh, the powder is sitting on the ledge at the Lumberjacks. So that's always one of those things that makes you want to cry a little bit. So Swerb does not have the sword yet. Not getting anything what he's looking for here. He's looking for bombs, looking for rupees, just gets a piece of heart at the mushroom spot. I'm going to skip that and do his little drop down. Hope to find either big money or some bombs so he doesn't have to do too much work here in Kakariko. Once he gets another piece of heart and opts to skip it. Alright, Yoho going to do the escape with his sword, so quasi-standard mode. And finds the blue mail in the map chat. So that's a nice little defensive upgrade. We're going to see how Swerve's going to handle Kakariko. He still has 0 resources. He has no rupees, he has no bombs. It looks like Swerve is going to try to see if he can find some bombs down here in Blind's Hut. If he lucks out and gets a 3-pack or even the 1 of 10-pack, that'll definitely make his routing decision looking very smart. Big 20 to start. Another one. A heart container. And a heart piece, so not what Swerve was looking for. Yoho finds a piece of heart himself in the escape in the boomerang chest. Swerve heading into the well, finds the book. I'll let chat determine what they think about the book this early would mean, as Zelda also does not have anything, so nothing of value in the front of Escape, nothing of value past the book in Kakariko at this time. However, we still have to get bombs, and Swerve does have 50 rupees, so he can go to the Kakariko shop and buy a 10-pack of bombs. First thing he's going to do is go back to Tavern, see if he gets anything relevant there. And finds another sword. Okay, so we know where 2 swords are already. Alright, so he gets his bombs, and first thing he's gonna do is go to Chicken Hut. He's probably gonna also eventually go back towards Blind's Hut in the well, because you don't want to leave those two loose squares open the entire time and have it linger in your mind as you're playing this. And the chicken clip went all the way in, kind of mess with Swerb a little bit. Gets a shield out of the Chicken Hut. Now Swerber's going to go check those two bomb hole areas. So he loses a little bit of time due to not having the bombs the first time coming through. But at least he's going to just make sure he doesn't have to worry about these for the rest of the race. Looks like Yoho will be the first one to... Well, he doesn't have bombs either, so he's going to have the same problem Swerb did. Swerb might even consider doing save and quit after checking this, because it might take a while to get back down just to check race game. But looks like he's going to get some more rupees, and then yes, he will save and quit. So he's going to put off checking library and race game for now, although you can easily route it in later. Alright, Swerb gets his Master Sword. Looks like Swerve's going to take those two swords and go to escape, so both our runners are going to be doing a little bit of what the other has already done. So while these two runners are doing cross checks at this point, I will mention that there is many races to be had of the Link to the Past Randomizer tournament. Again, we are in round 2, so the two winners of previous matches, as we do get to check, and we do see that it is a crystal at Desert Palace, not a red crystal, however. So the winners of the first round will face off against each other in each group. The losers of the first round will face off against each other. And then the winners of the winners bracket move on to the next round. The losers of the loser bracket go home. And the loser of the winners bracket and the winner of the losers bracket will meet up to determine who will move on in a third round. So both these runners are right now in the losers bracket. The winner of this match of best of 3 will be moving on to face the loser of the matchup between the lane and someone 325. Alright, so we're going to see the race game having a piece of heart. I don't think I caught what happened with what was on library. It is one of the downsides of solo comps, that if I look away for 1 second, I miss something really, really innocent, but looks like chat has recovered, saying it was a green rupee, so we don't worry about that. Swerb has not lost any time with that. Looks like Yoho also, I don't think he went back to get those other 2 bomb spots. And Swerb looks like he's going to set up a death warp, although we don't want to die before you death warp. There you go. Alright, so take the bomb. He's going to go probably check the Dark Cross in the dark, as Yoho is going to be doing Southern Hyrule. So he's a big 20 after you drain the dam, and the dam pry is just a piece of heart. So this season's been started off pretty stingy, other than the fact that we got early Moon Pearl, early Master Sword. Some people would probably think maybe Aga is the play with no glove, no hammer yet, but we don't have a lamp, so Aga is not technically in logic at this point. And to answer question chat, yes, every round of this tournament will be best 2 out of 3. Assuming Swerb did get the item, however, we did not see it, and because we don't have his audio, we didn't hear if there was anything of relevance. Let's see if we notice anything on his. I don't think it's going to be anything major because he must have heard what it was. If it was rupees or things like that. Alright, so we're now going to do the checks of Southern Hyrule. Again, those 2 spots not paying off for Yoho. Yoho did not check Ice Rock Cave, which is one thing he could have done while down there, but he's going to put it off till later. Instead, he's going to go over to the Eastern Palace area, go visit Sahasrahla, see what's at his hut, maybe see what the 3rd pendant is, and maybe take a dive into Eastern Palace, which is a pendant, so you can ransack it and not have to worry about coming back, unless somehow it's a pedestal seat, of course, or if Armos has an item. And the sea continues to be very stingy for our runners, as there is nothing of relevance in the back of Sahasrahla's hut. Again, Yoho does not know that the powder is at Aghanim, so if Swerb finds a lamp, he might be more inclined to go check Aghanim because he knows that powder is there. Powder does lead to an item and is probably the best safety in the game, although some might argue that the best safety in the game is the Sank Heart is unfit in chat. Alright, so Yoho's going to go to the Eastern Palace dive. There are 3 items in Eastern Palace. At least 1, maybe 2, maybe even 3 are logically locked behind the lamp. And there we see a green potion. That puts Sick Kid in logic. And of course you can't kill Armos Knights, or get to Armos Knights without the bow and arrow. Swerb is going to check Ice Rock Cave, see if there's anything over here. This is the big key on your host side, so I'll put the big chest in logic for us. Ice Rock Cave, the other green rupee. It looks like Swerb is going to actually set up the water walking glitch. For those of you who don't know how the water walk glitch does, if you are able to transition frame, screen transition on the same frame you hit the water, the game will think you're swimming, and you can swim without having flippers. Yoho, if he finds the last item here in the big chest, which he does not, he finds a compass. We just need 1 more item here in Eastern before we are completely out of checks. He's going to go to the vanilla big key spot, which is out of logic, but all we have to do is cross through 2 relatively easy dark rooms and then get to the big key room, take care of that, and you're good to go. So Swerb going to go ask the Hobo what he's got. Hobo out of logic, without the flippers, of course, and gets the bow. Wow, that's a really nice find for Swerb. Okay, so bow at Hobo. We know that bow is behind the flippers. Now, that might not even be the first bow in logic. That could be our second bow in the way the seed wants you to play this game. But regardless, it's still a bow. And Armos will have the other item in pod. Swerb. Gotta avoid getting hit by Zora. And when you're in Fake Flipper state, it's a one-hit KO, which is actually a feature in Randomizer, because in the vanilla game, if you get hit while you're Fake Flipper, game crashes and stuff happens that you don't. So we're going to continue to Fake Flipper, going into the Waterfall Cave. We find a piece of heart and some bombs. Now Yoho is going to go turn in that bottle and maybe check the other 2 items he put off. Yes, that's what he's also going to do. Alright, we'll see what's on the ledge. The ledge is another bottle. Swerb does not have enough money, but what he might do here is another new glitch called Ancilla Splash Deletion. So what that does is it allows you, if you overload the screen with sprites and you jump into the water, the splash animation goes away, and it's like you're Fake Flippering. So you shoot arrows, you place a bomb, there's too many sprites, and all of a sudden you're Fake Flipper. And he's going to use that to go get this bottle, which we know there's already another bottle in Logic. But that will be Swerve's first bottle, and we'll see where he goes after this. He might go to Eastern now. Now with that bow, he can navigate through the dark rooms and knock Eastern out. Even though it is a pendant, we know there's another item on armor. Yeah, one plan that these runners could make is go to Desert, because they do have that book. You can't complete Desert because you don't have the glove or a fire source. But the item we might need to progress in this game might be sitting in Desert Palace. Oh, wow, okay. So the boots are at Sick Kids, so that bottle is very relevant. This could very well have been a situation where the game wanted you to go into Eastern just to get the bottle, to get the boots. Because Yoho's now going to head straight towards Bonk Rocks, or no, he's going to go check what's on the ledge. He's a little suspicious. We have boots and Master Sword this early. He wants to see. And he's going to see something that is going to confirm his suspicions. But we don't know if it's required yet. He's going to see that it's the magic powder. Alright, so Swerve's going to go take on Eastern Palace. He will be able to beat Armos, assuming he clears through the the dark room in the back of East. Which isn't the easiest dark room in the game, but it's definitely manageable for a runner of Swerve's expertise. And there we find the chain of regression has started. The bottle leads to the boots, which led to the power glove. Now Yoho's going to take the glove and go to Death Mountain. Death Mountain is out of logic at the moment, because we do not have the lamp. Or the flute, in that matter. But he can set up the old man's save point, plus get the item from the old man, get the item inside of Spec Rock, and see what's on top of Spec Rock. So there's a lot of information you can knock out here. So what's left for our runners here in Logic? We have Desert, which now with the boots, it's just a fire source away from being completed. And we have the Agina's Cave. And Yoho just got that rocked. Bottom runner was checked by at least Yoho, I believe it was just arrows. Just a big 20 on top of Spec Rock. Inside of Spec Rock, we will see a piece of heart. So it looks like we're going to have to go to the desert area. First, we're going to go to Back of Escape. This is another place that I forgot about. We can knock out 3 items here. I believe both the map and the big key are going to be here. Assuming that Dark Cross was in fact an item. And there's Talisman, so there's our Dark World access. So that's what the game wanted you to do. Get the bottle from Eastern, get the boots from Sick Kid, get the power glove from Bach Rocks, go straight to the Back of Escape to get the Talismans. Well, now we have full Dark World access in the, at least in the overworld here. We don't quite yet have logical access to the east side at the moment. She's Swerb in the dark room trying to find out where the Igor is. Takes it out. Swerb gonna actually go down, grab a fairy who's down to 1 heart. Doesn't want to risk dying here, which makes. We'll see where Yoho wants to go after. We might get a map check here, see what the green pendant is, see what the rest of the crystals are. Green pendant is at Thieves Town. The red crystals are at Skull and Pop. And let's see, Yoho's gonna go plunder into Skullwoods, see what's going on there. We could check a few front locations, which I consider this more to be like early overworld checks. They don't take too long. They're easy to get to. So we're getting ready for Out of Logic Armos Knights now. If the Armos Knights do drop an item, this is going to be really big for Swerb because Yoho's not going to come back here for a long, long time. However, just a heart container. So Yoho's waiting for the Wonka Vader to take him away. Yeah, the reason why the crystals are red is because in the vanilla game, the way you activate the big bomb to get what normally would be the fairy to get you the gold sword and silver arrows, the game checks to see if you have crystals 5 and 6. So in Randomizer, they have made it so that crystals 5 and 6 are in red, so it's easier for them to stand out, both in the overworld and when they're in your inventory. And Swerb is going to go check what's on both library and race game, because he hasn't done this yet. And then he's probably going to go to Sick Kid, get his boots, and thus get everything else he needs to get to the Dark World. Still no items in the front of Skullwoods yet. We have 2 checks left. We have this chest, which is no longer guaranteed to be a small key. It can be anything, like a map, which now confirms that that the 3 things left are another small key and the 2 items. And there's a small key. So both items in Skullwoods are in fact locked by the fire rod. So we're finally getting over to Sick Kid, gonna get his boots. What Swerb probably did, why he did Eastern first, because he realized that the bottle that he found first was out of logic. As we see, there's nothing on Upper Ledge. But then when we found the second bottle in logic in Eastern Palace, he was like, alright, there's probably something there. So he's gonna go straight to Bach Rocks. Let's see if he goes straight to Back of Escape after this. Meanwhile, Yoho now in Village of Outcasts finds the hookshot in C-shaped house. Yeah, so we're immediately going to go back to escape. Going to get his mitts, going to get his Dark World access. And there are the flippers for Yoho, so that now puts that bow that Swerb found earlier at Hobo back in logic. And now Yoho is going to go take a dive inside of Green Pendant Thieves Town. Thieves Town, a dungeon with 4 items. However, with that early small key, one of these items, I must point out, is blocked by the hammer, which we do not have yet. So this is going to be another one of location that Yoho might end up putting off. He finds the big key in the second chest. So we're going to go head straight to the Dark World portal in CAC and see where he goes from here. This was looking like a backload of thieves. We got one item in front. We got bombs. Looks like Yoho's going to keep on going. And Swerve's going to go make the same. Oh no, Yoho's going to actually death warp. Alright, so Yoho's going to leave Green Pendant Thieves with 3 items behind. So we're going to go check Skullwoods, which you know Yoho already did. And found absolutely nothing. Yoho thinking about whether to go grab the frog, but you can't take the frog to the race game, so he's going to do the race game. Looks like Swerb got wall mastered before he got over to check the item here. And there are a lot of digs here. All that for absolutely nothing. Just a red rupee. Still need a lot of items to do any dungeons at this point. And the bug net does not help us at all to get any dungeons done. Next check for Yoho is going to be Hype Cave. If you're new to Randomizer, the reason why it's called Hype Cave is the early days, this cave was usually loaded with items. Nowadays, sometimes still has something good for us. However, at this rate... Oh, never mind, there's the hammer. Alright, so Yoho's going to take the hammer. Looks like hammer and hookshot going to go do all of Death Mountain. He can do all of Light World and Dark World Death Mountain. No lamp and no flute means this is still completely out of logic. Swerb gets his hook shot. As the first two items, Paradox Cave, Piece of Heart, and 300 rupees. Last 5, we see Ether Medallion, the Red Boomerang. Some more money, and some more money. Swerb gets his flippers from the brewery. I'm gonna go into, looks like, make the Hera play and also check Ether Tablet. Now, Hera could be completely out of logic if we do not find an item. If the big key is in the. However, Yoho can attempt the Hera pot glitch, which we will discuss if he goes for it. No, not gonna go Hera at all. Wait. Alright, never mind. We're going back to Hera. Yoho gets the fire shield from the first chest. I'm gonna go through the basement now. And there's a small key, so we are completely out of logic here in Hera. Unless you want a Hera pot upstairs. He will not. He will leave. Again, all of Death Mountain is still technically out of logic. Alright, we'll see where Swerb goes after getting this hammer. We see 50 rupees on the floating island. With hammer and bow, even though he doesn't have lamp yet, we could see Swerb make a pod play here. Alright, Yoho can continue checking, going down to Dark Death Mountain. Now, Swerb to go see what's on the pyramid here. And look at that. We find the mirror on the side of the mountain, on the pyramid. Now he's probably more incentivized to go to pod, because pod with the mirror is a lot easier. Although, now with hookshot, mirror, and hammer, we can do all of Swamp House as well, but it looks like Swerv's going to go to pod. We'll see what's needed to enter Turtle Rock here. It is Ether, which we have already. Let's see what's in Hookshot Cave. And Hookshot Cave having nothing of value. Might go see what's going on in Spike Cave with the access to the hammer and the Cane of Myrna. We are in logic. Well, we can get Spike Cave, but again, all of Death Mountain is still out of logic technically without the lamp board flute. I'll Swerb gonna see what's going on here in Pod. Find some small keys in the first 2 chests. Let's see if Yoho has enough magic to make it to the prize here at Spike Cave. Looks like he's just barely gonna have enough. Oh, he bonks. It's gonna be close, but he makes it. And he gets a 3rd bottle. Well, his 2nd. The 3rd we've seen. Big 20 in the big key chest, so unless it's a small key, we gotta go Bowlock side, but it is a small key. We might go Bowlock side anyway. Speaking of bow, looks like Yoho's gonna go do the flipper checks, which we know will lead to the bow at home. Alright, Yoho gets his bow. Swerb finds Quake on the Bowlock side. Swerb continues his pod play. Yoho's going to probably route in Ice Rock Cave now. He put this up earlier. And Swerb finds the Fire Rod here in Pod, which actually does put these checks he's about to check in logic in this version of the randomizer. Didn't quite see what the first item was down here. The second item was definitely a small key. So we're going to do the dark maze here. With 2 hearts, got to be pretty careful to avoid these Dodongos. That's the first chest. 10 arrows. Second chest of compass. Yoho gonna give us a Zora check, which Swerb didn't have enough money for the first time he was over here. And he gives you a little bit of a love lesson. Swerb did a really good job navigating through that dark maze, I must say. Unfortunately, just a map at the end of it. So, Helmasaur has the last item here. Alright, let's see where Yoho goes now. He might make the pot play now that he has the bow himself. Alright, see Swerb getting ready to go through. Swerb navigating through the dark rooms here in the pod basement to try to get to Hummus Arcane. Gets through it with little problems here, but sitting on 2 hearts fighting Hummusar, this isn't going to be trivial here. It's a nice little hammer poke there. So trying to get the bow out to try to take him out before. Ooh, takes a hit. Gotta be careful. It's a one-hit KO situation here. Oh, watch out. Oh, on one of the last possible frames, gets the last hit on Hummusar King. And there's your 4th bottle. The game really wanted you to have bottles this season. So Swerb gets the first crystal at 40 minutes in. Now, one to note is that Yoho does not have the mirror yet. It looks like Swerb is going to go to Death Mountain here. Again, we're still out of logic. And technically we can do Swamp House at this point. All Swamp House is in logic. We have Hookshot, we have Hammer, we have Mirror. Now Yoho doesn't have Mirror yet. I'm just going to see if Swerb decides to Harapod when he has to Hara, because he might be thinking, as Yoho picks up his Fire Rod, Swerb might be thinking Pedestal might be in play because it is Thieves Town Eastern Hara. And technically all he needs is a lamp for all that to be in logic. I didn't see what the other item in the basement was. It was the big key. I should have been able to deduce that. You're gonna try to navigate his way through his dark maze. So we're gonna go into Hera. Let's see if he decides to Harapod. Yes, looks like Swerb is going to set up the Harapod here. Now, he could get the big key if he wanted to, because of that Fire Rod. But if he goes upstairs and just finds the second item immediately, he doesn't have to worry about it. And Swerb gets it done first try. And deciding whether to go down, check that one chest, or going straight to Moldworm. Looks like he's going to go check that one chest. This is the item. We're done for now. It's a map, so we either have an item in the big chest or an item on Moldworm. And Swerb takes a fall to the Muldor. And Swerb must be thinking Pedestal might be in play here. If you're watching yesterday, you saw the race between Chelsea Lynn and Emo Sorrow have a very ridiculous Pedestal seed. I'm sure Swerb was watching that if he wasn't on commentary for it. I don't think he was, but he's probably watching that, and it's probably in the back of his mind. Is there an item on Mold? Yes, it's half magic. So doing the Haripod pays off for now. Half magic is one of those luxury items that you're never upset to get, but I mean, it's better than, say, a big 20. So we're going to knock out Spike Cave here, and then probably do the rest of Dark Death Mountain. Also decides to leave and make the Thieves Town play. He hasn't been in Thieves Town at all yet. We know there's only one item in the front. Swerb is going to go back up the mountain as Yoho, taking on Helm's Arcane, gets it down. He had a little more health to work with, so it wasn't too much of a situation. So we know that Yoho is eventually going to have to go to the pyramid to get his mirror. It looks like he's going to go at least leave pod instead of saving and quitting. So he's either going to do pyramid and catfish or just one. Hopefully he does at least pyramid. And Yoho is going to make their way over to the pyramid, going to get their mirror. And they're going to just immediately leave instead of going to catfish. Probably make the swamp play at this point. We'll see. Again, swamp is completely in logic at this point. Yoho going to take that fire rod and go straight back into Skullwoods. He knows there are two items hiding out in the back of Skullwoods. Can knock them out pretty quickly, along with killing Mothula and getting crystal number 2. And might even do a pet check with that mirror. Swerb sees that's Ether for Turtle Rock. And you can technically open it, but you can't get much further there. So he's probably just knock out Spiral Cave, and he's done with the mountain for now. But for all that, our runners are pretty much caught up to each other here. Yoho a little bit ahead because they're checking this crystal under now. But other than that, they're all checked most of the same spots at this point. So we'll see if Swerb decides to make the Skullwoods play, the Thieves Town play, or the... Well, there's a few things you can do. You can even do Ice Palace at this point. But it looks like it's going to be Swamp for Swerb. As Yoho, a very nice kill on Mothula, and it was rewarded with a piece of heart. Now we know there's one more item here in Skull, which will lead to... And one more item in the back half of Skull, and more than likely a pen check, as Swerb is going to, in fact, do Bombos Tablet first, which makes sense. Just knock this out of the way. Just a heart container there. Another item in Skull is bombs. Yo's going to leave, and we might go see our pedestal check here, as we do see Bombos on the desert ledge, as Swerb is going to make a play into the desert. Yo, however, going to go see what's on the pedestal here. And it's just a piece of heart, which is a little surprising because of how easy it would be to get to those. So Swerb in Desert Palace can fully clear this out now. Well, Yoho looks like they're gonna go. Will they do Bombos Tablet first, or will they go straight to Swamp? It looks like they're gonna go straight to Swamp. And for those of you just joining us, this is the losers section of Group AD. The loser of this best-of-3 match between these two runners will be going home. Well, they're actually home right now. They're on their computer streaming this game. As we found both items in Desert right away. So we're going to just leave, come back here later when he knocks out Misery Mire, which makes sense. The winner of this best-of-3 match will go on to face the loser of the Thalane Someone 3-2-5 match to determine who makes bracket. And we have 128 in the group stage. We go down to 64 for the bracket stage. First item in Swamp is a big 20. So our runner is still looking for the Ice Rod, of course, the Cane of Samaria, and the Ocarina. They do know the powder is on the Aga ledge, however, I don't think they're going to do Aga at all until they find the lamp. So we're going to knock out Mothula here. Yo, gonna go straight to the back. Even though I found a compass in the back in the southern part of Swamp, knowing that there's at least one item blocked by left. Gonna do the back first and then come back for the left side Swamp. Find the mushroom down here in Swamp Palace. Along with the map, so we know that there's definitely two items on the left side. Swerb is in the Mothula fight right now, doing some swords slashes, doing some hammers, smashes, and getting the big bug down. Earning the second crystal for Swerb. So both of our runners are on 2 crystals right now. Swerb looking like he'll do a little pet check here. He's going to be slightly disappointed because he does have 2 pendants already, and the one pendant he doesn't have is a green pendant, which is probably going to be his next place he goes to, maybe because he's right here already. And the fact that the other 2 pendants did not pay off at all, really. All right, so logically, the 1 bottle in Eastern was needed to get to the boots. Swerb not saving and quitting means more than likely going to probably dive deep down at this point. Maybe check Graveyard Ledge. Very nice quick kill by Yoho. I have never not seen that strat before. Just gets to the heart container though. Takes the mirror out. I don't know. I'm assuming he's gonna go back in. He still has to get the left side and big. Yeah, looks like Swerve's gonna go head over to the Graveyard Ledge. And Yoho's not going back in left side Swamp. This is a very interesting play. So I'm gonna go check this Bombos tablet. And probably around the desert, which is what Swerve did earlier. Oh wow, Kano Samaria in the Graveyard Ledge. That is a really, really out of the way bad location for that, and Swerve has got it. So now we don't even need the powder. We can use the mushroom glitch. Although Swerve looks like he's gonna go cash in that mushroom, maybe. Ooh, the Tempered Sword is in Agita's cave this whole time. So there's 2 out of the way locations no one has to go to, both having pretty good items. Now Swerve is definitely ahead on that front. Yoho sees the Bombos tab, the Bombos medallion. Swerve did not go turn the mushroom, just gonna go straight to Catfish instead. And Swerve now with 1,000 rupees is probably also gonna go take care of Zora while he's here. Oh my gosh! The Ice Rod is on Catfish. That is very rude. Well, we are now a flute away from go mode for Swerve side. So Swerve with the overall checks actually paying off. That's something you don't see too often. Kano Samaria on the Graveyard Ledge and Ice Rod on Catfish. I will say, I will probably have lost this seed if I was racing it, because those are 2 places I do not like checking. As the Swerve goes to Swamp now, look for that flute. I mean, for him, Ice Palace and Turtle Rock are both also completely in logic, 100% completable. Well, technically, you still need Lamp. So maybe the fact that he doesn't have Lamp yet means he might put off T-Rock. Though if Lamp is somewhere dumb, like Ice Palace, which is possible at this point, I believe. Alright, so Swerb going to go take care of Swamp Palace now. As Yoho going to check Desert, which if Desert has the flute, this is a way for Yoho maybe to come back into this game. Because, oh wait, no, it can't be. Never mind. Land Mola cannot have anything. We've already found both items here in Desert. So the big play will be if Swerb decides to full clear this Swamp Palace. Yoho with a very good kill here on Landmola. That's crystal number 4 for This Is Not Yoho. Alright, so Yoho does not do right side at all yet, so he's going to get both the items on the right side. The question for Swerb is that, are you going to go left side right away, or are you going to... And yes. In that compass, he's going to go left side right away. Alright, Yoho's next play looking like it's going to be a Big Bomb. It was Pod and Skull after all, so this is 100%, not 100%, we don't have Lamp. Yoho gonna try to do the dupe glitch. Yep. So, oh, nope, he missed it. You know what it was? He had to be on the same, okay, yeah. So they had to be on the same screen as the bomb when you made that play. And they were not, so try this again. There it is. Alright, so we're doing left side swap. Let's see if this is where our flute is. And the answer is no to left side swamp, so Yoho not going to be missing out on much. Alright, looks like Yoho's gonna go. Let's see if he makes both plays. For now, it looks like just gonna be Catfish, which is probably better. Although, maybe turn a mushroom here? And the bad part about turning a mushroom is that if you need to go to the magic bat, now you're gonna have to go kill Ganon. And he can't reset. Oh, he reset. I think he just lost a ton of progress. I'm not sure when was the last time he saved. Might be the last time he saved right before Big Bomb, so maybe... Okay, yeah. This is right before Big Bomb, so he's fine. So, it looks like Yoho saved right before Big Bomb, so all he did was get his money back for the Big Bomb. However, now he's going to miss out on getting to Catfish, which he might put off for a while, because now he's going to Ice Battle. So yeah, he hard resets, so he still has the mushroom if he needs to go get fake powder to get to the mushroom. Alright, Swerb gets crystal number 3 for himself. As the first chest in Ice Palace contains red mail. So Swerv's gonna do Big Bomb now. And technically still out of logic for the Big Bomb because we do not have that lamp yet. The Swerb knows, unless he finds the lamp down here, that he will find flute somewhere because Death Mountain being locked by either lamp or... Now, the only thing we found of relevance on all of Death Mountain, other than the half magic for Swerb, was the Ether Medallion, which we know is just for... Well, it's for Turtle Rock. We don't know if it's also for Myra yet. However, we don't have to worry about Myra's Medallion at all. We know where all 3 are. Swerb does know where Vamos is if he needs. Alright, let's see what Swerv's next play is. Might be the same play that Yoho's making now, which is Ice Battle. And that looks like what's going on. So it's safe to say that right now Swerb has a pretty comfortable lead, solely on the fact that he has those 2 huge items here, Cane of Samaria and Ice Rod. Especially given where those 2 items are, Yoho will not be checking those for a while, I don't think. Item number 2 in Ice Palace, 50 rupees. And if you're just joining us, welcome to the Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament. This is the, I want me to call this the lower part of Group AD. Game 1 between Swerb and This Is Not Yoho. The winner of this best of 3 series will move on to the wildcard round and to see if they make it to the bracket stage of the. Looks like we gotta either open the big chest or kill Cold Stare to get the last item. I think this point's gotta be it's probably gotta be inside the big chest. I think at this point Cold Stare has to have a small key. Unless the big chest has a small key. But I remember that's the map. So Cold Stare does have the last item. Yoho with the very nice setup to get Cold Stare down. Gets the quick kill with the Tempered Sword. And the flute is here. It's on Cold Stare. So Swerb will be in go mode after this, and Yoho's going to have a lot of checking to do. Yoho's going to go activate this flute, probably check the Mire area, see what's going on over there. Might even dip Mire at this point, looking for Canis Samaria. The problem also for Yoho here is, even if he gets to Samaria, he might do Mire and Turtle Rock before doing Catfish, which is a very real play. And we get a Butter Sword. It'll be interesting to see if Swerb decides to check that. Because Swerb, we know, is on Master Sword. He's going to get this flute here, so we'll put him in go mode. Would you check... If he doesn't check that, he might be forced to do Master Sword Silverless Ganon, which is another way that Yoho might get back in this race. Because we know where all the swords are now. Swerb could very easily skip some of the swords. The 2 swords that Swerb does not have are Agina's Cave and in Mire's Shed. And Yoho's going to go back to the Dark. It'll be interesting to see if he goes to Desert Ledge, gets Canis Samaria, what does he do? Swerb down to 2 hearts, has to be very careful here, but gets the last hit. Going to get his flute, and at 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 1 second, Swerb is our first runner in go mode. The question is, does he get his swords, or at least one of the swords that he needs, if he wants to be comfortable killing it? And Yoho actually going back and doing things he's done already. Although I don't think he's on K45, so we're going to get that check knocked out here. Yoho might be doing the Spiff chain at this point, which is another thing we haven't done yet. And Swerb with the muscle memory. Accidentally go back to the Dark World portal when he meant to activate the flute. It happens to everybody. That muscle memory always gets you. Because Yoho knocking out a lot of other checks here. Looking for that Cane of Samaria, looking for that ice. Also, where's that lamp? The lamp could actually be a Toro Rock at this point. Does Swerb go to my side? Yes or no? That's fine. Oh, and there are the silver arrows. And it's Bamos to get in. Hopefully Swerb remembers where Bamos was. But he is going to Myers says. We'll at least get a Stepper Sword here. Also remember, Swerb does have to kill Landmola here while he's here as well. He's going to mirror, going to grab Bamos. Yeah, he didn't forget. So now it's officially go mode. Now you remember Bamos, which I knew he wouldn't forget. And then it's going to go kill Landmola and then go into Meyer. So with the Tempered Sword, Yoho now going to do all of Thieves Town, which Swerb also put off. So despite the fact Yoho getting Butter Sword and Silver Arrows, I don't think he's going to be able to make up a ton of all the time that he's losing here. Because of Swerb finding the fast go mode here. For those of for those of you just joining us, seeing no Ice Rod, no Cane of Samaria on Yoho's side. Cane of Samaria is on the Desert Ledge, and Ice Rod is on Catfish. Two of the probably top 3, maybe even the top 2 overworld spots people like to. Sorry, not Desert Ledge, Graveyard Ledge. Desert Ledge had Bamos. So we're going to go into Meyer here. Just as the go mode, these last 2 dungeons, Meyer and Turtle Rock. Even though he doesn't have the lamp, should not be a problem here. Yeah, I think everybody wants to know exactly where the lamp was to see what exactly it is the game wanted you to do. As Yoho gets the quick kill on blind. Yeah, lamp could easily be in Mire or Turtle Rock here now. Yes, there are dark rooms here, but there are a lot of items before those dark rooms. So Yoho's going to go do purple chest next. No Godmire for Swerb. And there's the big key for Swerb. Trying to figure out what's the best way to get to the back now. Looks like Yoho's going to make a Mire play here without the Canis Maria. Alright, Swerb dealing now with the basement of Mire, which it's pretty tough to pull off if you don't know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, it's not that bad. Down to one heart, gotta be careful. Oh, there's a death for Swerb. But he does have a fairy in the bottle. Remember, all the way back when he fake flippered with the Ancilla glitch to get that bottle. Coming into play here. Trying to get the block to land right on the switch here. While also trying to deal with these fireballs that keep shooting. Sounds like he had it that time. And he got it. These last few rooms in Mire in the Dark are nowhere near as bad as that first room. No fireballs shooting out of you, very narrow corners. Oh, there's the lamp. Oh, that's gonna really mess with Yoho's mind right now. So logically, I think that Go mode was that lamp. Because the logic doesn't want you to do Pod or Mire or Turtle Rock without. Oh no, Swerb. Do you have another fairy? You do, okay, fine. We're good. I don't know if the game wanted to double dip pod because where that fire rod was, but it's looking pretty likely. Alright, Swerb gets Viddy down. One item left. One dungeon left for Swerb. That will be Turtle Rock. Yo, probably gonna get this. This is probably gonna be the last item here in Meyer. It's a compass. Alright, so now Yo's wondering where is that Samaria, and don't tell me it's on Magic Mat. Because remember, he went through all the trouble to save that mushroom. Yoho is a little confused on where to go here. That's where it opens the Turtle Rock here. Alright, well, looks like Yoho's gonna make the catfish play at least. Maybe he goes over to Graveyard Ledge here. Let's see what he does. Definitely heading in the right direction now. So it's looking like it's gonna be catfish first, which is definitely gonna be a nice sign of relief for him. Because that means he won't be doing Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod. Alright, so Yo's gonna pick up their Ice Rod right now. Now, does he eventually go back over to... Looks like it's probably going to be the play to go back towards Graveyard Ledge. Give him some Mario, give him a go. And still not over yet, if he goes straight there, which it's looking like he's going. Yep, alright, so Yoho's back on the right track here. Still gonna be behind by a few minutes, but it's still back to being a race. So once this bomb is placed and it explodes, we can now say at 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 55 seconds, This Is Not Yoho has gotten go mode with that can of Samaria, has to take out Meyer, finish it off, already been through it, so it's going to be very fast. And with the lamp, doesn't have to worry about dark rooms in the beginning. And then do exactly what Swerb is doing now, which is go mode to the rock. So I would say it's about 5 to 6 minutes right now between these two runners, which sounds like a lot, but anything can happen. Swerb about to head to the dark room of Turtle Rock, the only dark room there is. And doesn't have to visit Laser Bridge. We know he's not missing much. We know the things he would be looking for are the Butter Sword and the Silver Arrows. We know where those two are. He is not going to get them. However, the Turtle Room Dark Room is pretty easy once you know exactly what's going on. You have the map picture in your head. You just hold one direction the entire way, and it'll take you there every time. I'm sure if Swerb was still on Master Sword, I would say it's a much closer race and Yoho still has a chance. Right now, I think Swerb is definitely far ahead, but as you all know, Turtle Rock might happen. And Yoho with the spooky glitch! Look at that! Showing off a little bit. Still spooky. Swerb doing his own showing off, trying to get this nice quick kill here on Trinet. Gets the one cycle. Yoho down to 2 hearts. It has no silver, so shouldn't be an issue here. As Swerb is 1 hit away from getting Trinex. And with Swerb getting his 7th crystal, it's time to activate the game. The game we like to call the Ganon's Tower. Big key, I guess I can get you. That sounded really weird. My bad. If you are a subscriber to any of the Speed Gaming channels or have donated 250 biddies or more to any of the Speed Gaming channels, you are eligible to enter our contest. Guess a number between 1 and 22 on where you think that Ganon's Tower Big Key is. If you win, you get our name. You get your name on our Prestige leaderboard. If you don't win, you don't get your name on that Prestige leaderboard. It's at this point where I would ask my co-commentator where he or she thinks, or they think, that big key can be. However, I'm by myself. So I'll say, I think it's 7. I don't know exactly how Swerb routes GT, I don't know if it's consistent or not. But for me, 7 would be the last check in Stalfo's room. Or the... But he's going to the left, so we'll be... Small key on a torch, gonna grab that. See if Swerb does interpretation route after he's on here in Stalfo's room. Maybe he finds a big key here. Let's see. Chest number 2 is 10 arrows. We find a shovel. We find yet another small key, and we find 10 more arrows. He is mirroring. We are going right. Compass and mirror shield. In the Hope room, we are going to go to the compass room. We are 7 checks down, so I am officially out. And there's the big key. First check in stuff. And the big key chest of 8. The closest supporter was 7. I guess someone else beat me to that 7. Yes, Marikazi. Congratulations. Now Swerb just has to do the gauntlet. Again, the story of the seed was Yoho had a slight early lead. They went back and forth a little bit, but it ends up checking some out of the way overall spots early for Swerb. Pays off huge as he finds the Cicada Samaria and the Ice Rod early. He was able to get an early go mode out of Ice Palace with that flute. And it's just taking care of the rest of the seed. Has a comfortable lead here on This Is Not Yoho. Swerb showing some nice, very nice execution going through the gauntlet here. Flying through these rooms. For all Swerb knows, he's behind and it's a race up gauntlet. He does not know that it's he's looking at about a 5.5, 6 minute lead at this point. Swerb having used the fire rod in this room, which is a room that sometimes you see some runners use a lamp, but of course, Swerb does not have the lamp. And that's one issue Swerb might have to deal with on the Ganon fight. Not having the lamp, he has half magic, so it shouldn't be a problem, but he's going to be doing Silverless Ganon with just fire rod. So getting the torch glitch is pretty imperative here. No powder for our runners. And he is not going for the magic refill. He's got about, I'd say that's about 3/4 of a magic bar, maybe a little. As Yoho takes care of Trinex, gets his 7 crystal as Swerb enters the Agatsu fight. And gets 1 hit on the first cycle. Oh, that was an unfortunate blue ball. It threw him off and got a 0 in a second. But this looks like a good... Oh, we got blue balled again. Oh, that is awful, awful. That's really bad setups here where the blue balls come out. Gets a double there, I think. Missed a double on that one. I think he's at either 3 or 4 hits right now. Blue balled again. And so we're really having issues with the blue balls coming from Agatsu here. But gets 2 on the last shot. Alright, Yoho's gonna do Hope Room first. Because there's no small key in Hope Room, this might end up costing him even more time. He might end up going full left after this, which is probably the most common strategy in Ganon's Tower. As Swerb gets ready for his Ganon fight. And you got the spin. This looks like it's going to be a one-cycle phase 1. We got the magic cape in Ganon's Tower. That's nice. He has to be careful with his magic, though. Can't use too much. Got about half a bar left. Remember, he's forced to use the fire rod. He does not have the lamp. And, oh, I think he does have a green potion, though, because there was the bottle of green potion, which was the bottle that led to our boots in Easter Palace way, way, way over an hour and a half. Ganon doing a lot of warping here. A reminder to our viewers that the Aga cycle and the Ganon cycle will be the same for both our runners. And Swerb, no, he did not find the arrows that were in the Dark World. Does get the torch glitch, though. By the way, those silvers were at the, it said Dark World, which is interesting, because it was on the Smith chain. I guess the Smith chain counts as Dark World. So, no, the other bow was at Hobo. You know that's not the Dark World. Swerb getting the spins in, has a green potion, so don't have to worry about that magic meter too much. Very good fight so far. Just barely missed that spin. And gets it down. Get your GGs in chat for Swerb. So he wins game 1 of this best of 3 between himself and This Is Not Yoho. And Swerb has finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 18 seconds. As Yoho still going through Ganon's Tower, of course. Not getting lucky with failing to do the Dark Edition route. Probably lagged a little bit because he saw Swerb finish in SRL. And joining me now is the winner of this race, Swerb. GG.
Yo, thanks.
Yo, Swerb, what up?
Oh, not a whole lot. How's it going? How was solo commentary?
It was. I talked a lot more. I lived up to my name a little, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
I was gonna ask if you were rambling.
Yeah, I'd be rambling. But anyway, see, looks like it laid out very well for you. For the way you mapped it, it looked like it rolled really good for you.
Things worked out a lot better than they should have, dude. The beginning of my route was a hot mess.
But hey, you were able to route in those 2 really horrendous locations that had 2 very important items, and that was a difference maker.
Yeah, I was talking to This Is Not Yoho and SRL a little bit before hopping in here, and yeah, those are, man. Yeah, Catfish and Graveyard Ledge are 2 pretty out there locations. I was kind of actually thankful that I didn't have money for Zora the first time I went up there, because that kind of just encouraged me more to route that in after clearing Skullwoods.
Yeah, I don't know you brought up the stream after you finished. You see, Yoho does have 3 things that you might have been wondering about, which are a 4th sword, a silver arrow, and a lamp. Did you find out where any of those are yet?
Yeah, I was talking to him. I saw him pick up the lamp on stream, and the sword in Agana. Okay, so this is what happened. At the beginning, when I checked the map, we both apparently did this, but I mismarked the crystal in the light world. I was like, okay, there's 2 pendants, 1 crystal. I thought it was Hera, which is why the weird desert thing happened, kind of, where I cleared Hera and a pendant fell, and I was like, oh frick. this is bad. This is bad because I was kind of avoiding desert, hoping that would like give me a leg up because it was like, oh, we had book and boots super early. But then we got Dark World access. So I was like, okay, hopefully, like I was like, there's probably like lamp or something stupid in there. Like who cares? And plus it's a pendant, so why would I like? We'll worry about that if it becomes relevant later. But then when that pendant fell in Hera, I was like, oh no, because there might have been reason, like especially because like in my mind I was like, oh like, I don't know why I was like convinced lamp would be there, and that would be like our key to Death Mountain access or something. But I was like, I better go down there ASAP. And I was like, okay, I can check the ledge item and Egano while I'm down there. And I found the 2 items on the right side. I saw the ledge item was Bombos. And I was like, well, that's not really relevant right now. And I know, like, I'm the only thing I was looking for really at that point. Or no, was that before or after I had Kane and...
I think you were still just looking for Flute at that point.
Yeah, so but that was like my main takeaway. I was like, I'm not missing Flute, so I can come back here to finish Desert with Flute. So I'm just gonna save and quit now and just totally space on Egano. So I'm really lucky that Flute wasn't like right there or something.
Yeah. Yoho was in ice a little before you, so when he got the Flute before you, it was like we knew at that point that you were probably ahead because he did not have the other 2 items yet, and you already did. So you get Flute as your go mode, whereas Yoho still had to look for both Samaria and Ice Rod. Pretty much sealed it for you.
Yeah, and again with those not being a very desirable location. Yeah, when I found Flute, I felt pretty good. There was a lot like I was kind of in a rush. I was a little bit running behind getting this match started, and I'd chugged some coffee a little bit before. So I was like really like kind of like jittery, and I had to go to the bathroom for like the majority of this race, and so like I wasn't super focused. And so there was like some slop at the beginning, and then just like general like execution stuff that like had me a little bit worried. But in terms of routing, I felt pretty good just because I avoided going into Thieves Town, which looks like based on Yoho's tracker that he went in there.
He went into Thieves Town early, found 1 item, bailed, and came back later when he was still looking for the other 2 items.
Yeah, so that's why I was kind of feeling good. Like it sucked that I full cleared Eastern, which was like even at the time kind of questionable. I was really tempted to save and quit after checking the big chest. But then I was like, no, let's walk all the way around. We'll check this. And I was like, I have bow. Like at this point, I might as well just full clear it and get the last item. Particularly because at that point, I was like had Master Sword, and I was a little worried that it was shaping up to be an Ega seed. So I was like, well, maybe doing some stuff that's out of logic might help me skip Ega, even though there was that mysterious powder there.
Yeah, it's turned out not being relevant at all. Also,
no.
Walk me through. You checked Meyer's shed, which lucked out for you because you found Tempered Sword there. If you didn't do that, if you went straight to Meyer, you would have ended up doing Master Sword Silverless.
Yeah, that would have been not as great, but I did have I did have half magic and green potion. But I had no idea about cape at that point. The random cape just in that chest and I opened on the way up I was like, oh, well that's neat, but I have like that would have been really nice if I had Master Sword, but when I had Tempered, I was like, I probably won't need this, but I made use of it anyway.
Also, when you found you Ancilla deleted to get to the first bottle, then you really go to Eastern to find the second bottle, which is what you needed logically. You needed that bottle out of Eastern in logic to get to the boots, to get to both gloves. So if you'd gone to Sick Kid before even doing Eastern, you might have like really blitzed through the seat.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Yeah, I did the splash delete to grab that because I like I said, I was like distracted at the beginning, and that's why I kind of like wasn't super happy with my Kakariko route, and then that's why I had to buy bombs. I don't like walking back and forth a bunch across Kakariko, and so like after clearing the bomb spots and like not having a lot of like money for bottle vendor, I was just like, screw it. Like I will come back and get the bottle vendor item later, and I'll check like library and race game along the way. And so I'd kind of had some worry, like 3 things like early on. Like there are things that typically aren't that important, but like if I was just didn't have enough money for bottle vendor, that'd be like one thing, but all 3 of those locations had me kind of worried. So when I saw that bottle, I was like, It's probably nothing too, but I better splash delete and grab that, so there's just like more incentive to go over to Kakariko. But I was fully planning on going to Eastern before seeing that bottle anyway, and so I was like, I bet I'll just keep going to Eastern.
Yeah.
And
It
then
made sense because you had the bow already from Hobo, even though that was out of logic also.
Yeah, but already at that point I was kind of like thinking it was gonna be like a forced egg, unless something like out of logic saved me. And then when I saw that bottle in Eastern, I was like, okay, Sick Kid's value just like went up a lot. I better probably go there after Eastern.
Yep, as you see now, Yoho now on to the Ganon fight into phase 3 here. He's going to have a much easier time having those silver arrows. So just got hit by a fireball there. Probably not going to get the torch clips here, but not going to worry about it too much. So it's one more silver arrow hit, and Ganon will be down. And there it is. I get your G's in chat for it. This is not Yoho. Getting through this race, completing it. Saying that with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 31 seconds. All right, both our runners are now finished. We'll see if Yoho will join us, and looks like they're here.
Hey, GG.
Hey, GG. It was rough.
Yeah, there were some rough item locations that set you back with both the Cane of Samaria and the Ice Rod. Thankfully for your sake, though, you found Ice Rod first, because if you found that Cane first, you might have gone to Turtle Rock looking for it.
Yeah, I was hoping, I was wondering why he wasn't done already based on me checking the whole universe. And then, I was like, well, maybe he got the cane first. Maybe he double dipped Turtle Rock or something.
Yeah. That was another thing I was feeling kind of good about once I got that gum flute for me. I was like, because I was thinking about some of the traps. Like I said, I avoided going to Thieves Town, which seemed like a pretty appealing play. And so, avoiding going there altogether, I felt kind of good. And then I was also like, and there's also the possibility that if you did a similar route that I did, and you found the Ice Rod and Cane before getting the flute, that you might have gone into Turtle Rock. And so I was happy I avoided that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was just those two isolated locations. I was finishing Ice Palace, and I'm like, I've cleared so much stuff, and I still need 3 items, and it's friggin' crazy. Then I get the flute, so I'm like, well, okay, this unlocks places. It's got to be behind one of these, right? It's got to be behind. So I chased that, and I just end up, really the big thing, I guess, was kind of orphaning Graveyard Ledge. I had the opportunity to do Catfish too, and instead I reset on the Mushroom because I was getting worried about the powder.
Yeah, that was kind of in the back of my mind for, when I first saw the powder, because I checked that first thing. I started Sanctuary, and I was like, it's probably not gonna be important, but hopefully I get the opportunity to do fake powder or something. And so when I had that Mushroom, I was getting real close to doing the Smith chain and fake powdering and stuff, which is why that was my plan after Ice Palace before I saw the flute off Cold Stare. And that's why when I kind of got to Kakariko, I almost went right into the Dark World, and I was like, wait, what am I doing? I don't need to do this anymore. I can just go.
Yeah, even more than that, the lamp, I dipped Meyer, found the lamp, and it was okay, well, I guess Ag is in logic now. And the lamp is so friggin' late, that just bothered me even more. I was debating on doing Ag, and that would have been a tragedy.
Yeah, I was debating and said that when you found that lamp, it was it just blows your mind as what's opened up by logic because that lamp was so. And that might actually put Samaria on Magic Bat.
The contortions that the logic had to do to put the lamp there.
Yeah.
Okay, we had to get Bombos to do Ice Palace. I guess the Fire Rod wasn't in logic, or
Fire Rod was actually
the Fire Rod
was in logic.
Yeah, it was
because it was right before the Dark Rooms.
The mitts one, right?
No, the mitts were
The
behind
mitts
the
were
glove.
Dark World access.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well.
There's nothing behind the dark. Like I think the seed wanted you to have go mode lamp if you were playing in Logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was just like, I had no idea where the lamp was, especially like when it didn't turn up in Ice Palace. I was figuring it was gonna be like Turtle Rock, because like
Yeah,
the
I thought
late
Turtle Rock
game
for sure.
lamp seemed to either be Ice Palace or Turtle Rock. Myers a really weird one, and it was locked by the fire rod.
Yes, it was.
So yeah, I mean, it was just those two ice locations.
Oh, yeah, so yes, you did need to double dip pod no matter what, because you had to go in the pod of the fire rod to get the lamp out of Meyer to go back to the pod to finish the one. Luckily, I'm guaranteed that out of the 128 runners, I'm pretty sure at least 99% of them know how to do dark pod. At least can attempt it.
Oh yeah, especially with the fire rod.
With fire rod, I mean, yes.
Like the turtle room can be pretty annoying without it sometimes. But once you have the fire rod, as long as you got magic, it's not that bad.
Yeah. So game 2 will be. Do you guys have game 2 planned yet or not yet?
It's gonna be tomorrow.
Tomorrow at the same time. All right. Well, don't know it's the same channel, so I can't use that joke. Do you know if you're changing any settings yet on Swerb yet?
I don't think I'm gonna change.
I'm gonna stick with the classic, huh? Well, if you guys want to see more of these runners, you can watch them tomorrow, or you can go follow their channels, Swerb and This Is Not Yo. I'm sure they stream more often than on here. I know Swerb does. I know Swerb does.
Also, make sure to follow the New York Rambler. He rambled through 2 hours of solo commentary. So
great job doing that.
This is my first time doing solo commentary for specifically Links to the Past Randomizer. I've done other things solo, but Links to the Past Randomizer, solo comms, it seems like it's harder than it sounds. I'll tell you guys that. But yeah, and also shout out to our tracker, Vince Easter, making sure the items are lit up for you on the screen. I know that right now on Speed Gaming 4, there is another Links to the Past Randomizer race going on. I believe that one is...
Go on.
I believe that was, I believe, Brewers Fan JP and Cadenza. Their game 2. So yeah, if you want to watch more randomizer action, they're about halfway done with that race. And I'm sure there's more gaming coming up. There's a lot of games tomorrow. Let's see if we can run through the schedule real quick before we sign off today. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Oh, coming up on this channel in about 20 minutes. Okay, we have Fear Agent versus Cutsman. It'll be a game 1 between those two runners, and then tomorrow morning for you Nightbirds or Europeans, if you're just waking up, we'll have a race at 5:30 on the main channel, 5:30 a.m. Eastern time. So I don't know what that translates to for the European time. I guess it's around lunchtime. Mrs. Scruff Ninja Tuna versus Compiler. At 9:20 Eastern, Bonzo vs. Lin Lin, also on Speed Gaming. On this channel at 2:30, you'll have F. Coughlin vs. Death King 2 in a game 2. 5:20 tomorrow is all Eastern time. Matt 798 versus Assassin. 6:20, Matt the Ogre versus the Sabin. These are all the ones that are only being restreamed on Speed Gaming, by the way. There's a lot of other races if you want to catch them. Devios XS versus Super Nintendo at 8:30 Eastern. And then Ganon's Gone Wild vs. Plasma Kappa on Speed Gaming 2 at 11:20. That's all tomorrow. And there's lots of other races left to go. You can follow all the Speed Gaming channels to keep up to date on all your Links to the Past Randomizer tournaments. You can also follow the ALTTP Randomizer channel. There will be at least one race on there tomorrow. But other than that, I had fun. I hope you guys had fun watching. I hope the runners had fun running. You guys had fun, right?
Yeah,
always, dude.
I mean,
that was a fun seed.
Yeah, that was a fine seed. I wouldn't say it was a good seed. It wasn't a bad seed. It was a good seed. It was a fine seed.
I mean, boots
Maybe.
were fairly early, so I had
Okay,
a
fine.
good
Early
time.
boots automatically makes it good, I guess. Yeah. Even if you had to pull like, I don't know, lamp head maybe. I don't know. Lamp head could have happened because of new logic, I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there was. Yeah, I mean, I already had 2 of the pendants anyway.
Yeah, and
And
I mean Eastern was only fire rod locked in the advanced item placement.
yeah,
Same with Hera. Okay, yeah, but it wasn't. So whatever.
but it's like, if lamp is on pedestal and it's fire rod locked, like who's gonna be crazy enough to go pull that?
You'd be surprised. Anyway, we have more randomizer coming up on this channel in 20 minutes. Make sure you stay tuned for that. On behalf of everyone here at Speed Gaming, my name is Emily Rambler. Thanks for watching.